Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
It's time again, folks, to hitch up your tinkerers' wagons and bring out all your pots and pans to repair as we play Fumble Through!
Fumble Through!
A podcast that travels from town to town selling cures and tonics that are good for what ails you. Thank you for joining us once again as we improvise this unique radio drama around a set of rules and the probability of dice rolls. The probability that I'll roll shit is pretty high. It's an exciting time for us here in the Fumble Factory as we head towards our 1 year anniversary. I think that's only in a couple of episodes from now, isn't it?
5.
So remember, the anniversary gift is paper?
For 1 year?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, I'll be sure to make sure you all have to write new character sheets then.
Level up.
Level up.
Oh, no, I meant new characters.
Oh.
The sun is shining and the weather is sweet. And if you like sweet things...
Then follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Today's challenge, this week's challenge, is to go on to Spotify and follow us on Spotify. And I know a lot of you guys might not have, accounts to these things. Make them. It's a challenge. It's not meant to be easy.
As per usual, every episode we get together and we talk nerd. If you have a suggestion for a dicey question, or if you would just like to join the conversation, message us on social media, jump on the Fumble Through Role-Playing Guild on Facebook, and don't forget to use the hashtag Dicey Questions. This week's dicey question is, describe the kingdom if you were in charge. And by kingdom, I understand the word kingdom has its own, but, what I mean is describe the lands if you were in charge.
Us or our characters?
You.
Okay, because that would be very different.
Nice and easy one, thanks, Justin.
Right, I've got a few prerequisites for my kingdom. My place, I wouldn't have to leave. Everything would come to me. There would be a big room for gaming in my kingdom for me. And there would be a steady supply of fast food, pastry shops. I wouldn't need to cook. I love cooking. I do love it. But why not just pop next door and get the food you want? And a good big entertaining area for people to come over. I love having people over when the fast food can come with it.
I've just got this mental image of Brett sitting alone in his gaming room, just surrounded by McDonald's packets, waiting for somebody to come over.
I would like a better quality of fast food. I like
I went a
McDonald's, don't
different
get me
way.
wrong.
I went fast food. They don't understand what it is, so they just get rabbits and just release them into his kingdom and he has to hunt them himself.
No more turtles!
I'd get on board with me sitting in a dark room surrounded by games with like a nice Indian or a Thai or, bacon and egg burgers or a delicious pastry or, it's all sounding good.
It always comes back to food.
See, that sounds more like your ideal castle than kingdom.
It's all I need. Let's not overstretch.
Okay.
If I step outside of that, then there's gardening to be done, and I don't want to do that crap.
So are you
There's people
saying...
to look after. I don't need to do that. I just need enough for people to give me what I want.
what I need. Are you saying that the area in which you're in charge is a very small area?
I like this. Let's go with this.
All right,
One very rich gold mine in the middle of my kingdom. It can be even be in the bottom basement of my house if it needs to be, with people who just supply the kingdom with a steady GDP to keep me in fast food and games.
Yeah. I do appreciate that Brett's entire kingdom is based around his needs.
Yeah, so the kingdom isn't based on me serving a populace.
Yeah, fuck everyone else.
And that's why I have no populace. There's no tax. There's no tax in my kingdom.
This works really well. I mean, I like this concept. Maybe that whole idea of buying titles. Buy about 6 or 7 square feet of land in somewhere like in Scotland and just build up.
Or down.
Or down, yes. Down and up. Exactly right. And then you've got your whole multi-level fast food, gold mining situation sorted.
If you buy those titles next to each other, does your title increase as well?
No, the title is the title. It's just the
You're always a lord. You can't,
yeah.
If you buy 2 next to each other, you don't go to a duchy or a...
I don't think so.
That sounds very much like a game I play on my mobile phone, like a kingdom building game where you got to put new stories on and the next story has to be a castle or a defense or something like that. So, have you been playing that game as well, Luke?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I was just thinking, the concept of a hive city from 40k, but it's just absolutely ginormous and goes
Or Half-Life Bunker City.
Yeah.
So is that your city, just 5 foot
Hive
square
City.
that goes up and
Yeah, a
down?
hive city where everybody's basically eating the reconstituted parts of dead bodies because they can't actually get the resource. No, that's not like that.
Fucking living in your area. Jesus.
It's kind of similar to mine, whereas my dream kingdom is the 28 millimeter scale one that I'm currently building my tavern. Is it 28 mil?
So everybody would be 28 mils.
Yeah, well, that's the kingdom I'm building. I'm starting with the tavern. Maybe I'll just branch
Like
it out to a
Gulliver's
whole
Travels,
kingdom.
you're like Gulliver, like just massive in your kingdom.
And chief export is XPS foam and wood glue at this stage, but
All the foods.
Actually, that'd be
all the food's plastic.
yeah, that'd be chief import at this stage would be XPS foam and wood glue, but easy to manage. Any small problems.
I'm now thinking about where my refuse is going to go.
I'm actually quite worried how small you guys went.
It's
Like,
a bit- it's the thing
describe
is-
your kingdom. Well, there'll be a house.
Okay, so I'll tell you
And
what,
I'm
some of
in
these
charge of-
questions sometimes are so esoteric. Why don't you start
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you set the bar
Do
of what
we?
you're looking for?
Well, I'm thinking of what my kingdom would be. I think my kingdom would be ruled by a government rather than a king.
there's no kingdom.
Not a kingdom. Then.
I did say earlier, don't get hung up on the title.
What kind of government are you thinking about?
But the one that's ruled by me,
What's your governmental structure? Is it a republic or a...
Dictatorship.
a benevolent dictatorship. As I rule my household. So the government would be, I would essentially have a ministerial kind of person who would be in charge of running the day-to-day. There would be officials in charge of different sectors. There'd definitely be guilds. I think the city that I want to be in charge of has a range of guilds, a thieves guild, so we know that we can curtail the crime in the city because you have to be a card-carrying thieves guild member, and every time you get robbed, they have to stamp your card so you've had your official robbing for that period of time. Unless you've paid your dues, then you're in trouble. So, but there'd be docks, there'd be other kind of workers. The city itself would be quite metropolitan. I'd allow all comers. I wouldn't really restrict who can come and go as long as everybody's living their life really well. And not impacting on the lives of others.
Apart from the thieves who are stealing from people.
No, but they're governed by their own set
There's
of
a
rules.
limit of that. Yes,
there are rules on all of it. So there are trade guilds. And all the guild leaders have to get together and they have to work out how to make things work so that people can be organised in this.
Is your kingdom a large land like Putin or a small island like Kim Jong-un?
Oh no, it'll be a large like Putin. So I would expand. So I would definitely have a strong army. I think. Judging from the people that I admire the most, Napoleon, Hitler, those kinds of people, just the expansion of your kingdom out into varied lands is probably a nice thing as well.
I love the fact that my kingdom is small enough for you not to notice it and want to take it over.
Oh no, I'd stomp on you. I'd probably build around your kingdom.
It's fine.
I like you do in like Rust and all those games.
Just cut off his
These
resources.
people are in my way. I'll just surround them. They'll get bored eventually.
Yeah. What I didn't say is it would be surrounded by just marijuana crops. Just everybody gets on. You know why? Check the crops.
So my chief export is fast food. I think we do brisk trade. All right. Well, yeah. All right.
I think big. I think what would happen if I ruled the world? Chaos.
I would rather not do that.
What, rule the world?
Yeah, I have enough anxiety ruling my own life. Like, fuck doing everyone else's.
Yeah, I want to downscale from my kingdom right now.
Yeah, but you reverse the roles then. If you're ruling everything, and you shouldn't have any anxiety because anything that impacts you is you just go deal with that.
That's
Kill that person, invade that country.
Everyone that comes to you with a problem, not a solution when you get higher up. I don't want that.
That's
Is that
why
true,
I have
Justin?
That's why I have a parliament under me. That's why I have guilds and leaders. They can work all that stuff out. I just say I need it to work this way.
This is how the British Empire works. See, so we invaded these countries and we've embezzled,
Embezzled.
sorry, that's the wrong word. We've embedded in those cultures the idea of actually building the same thing all over again. Yeah.
Yeah. History repeats itself. While I said that my major influences were different dictators, my main influence is the British Empire. as it expanded all through Africa, India, through different parts, even America.
Which essentially was influenced by the Roman Empire.
Yeah, but I don't want them to fight back like the Americans did.
I want to live in my kingdom. I wouldn't mind being neighbours with you and Luke Lindsay, but that other guy seems a bit too expansionist. Apart from party night, and then let's go to his place.
Fans are great. I really like the concept from Foundation as well, where Empire, you have the three age, but the clones of the same guy at three different ages. So you got Dawn, Dusk, and Day, isn't it? So Dawn is the younger one, Day is the one that's actually ruling, and Dusk is the older one, but they're all essentially on the ruling council. I thought that was a really cool concept.
See, there is a difference though if you change the world. Like if you change the time, like I'm thinking medieval fantasy. If it was a future world, I'd want it to be a utopian society where we have
Grimdark.
Where we have, like, I base that world on Star Trek, where there is no commerce, where everybody gets themselves some kind of replicator, so everybody can be fed.
You could just go into a holosuite and just shag your head down. Just go for gold.
Yeah.
Apparently, was it in Below Decks? Is there something like called a sperm filter or something like that, where you did in the holodecks because it cleans up all the fact that everyone's shagging in the holodeck?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be the guy who has to clean the holodeck afterwards. That wouldn't be a great job. I haven't still worked out how that works, because you want to be remunerated pretty severely. Like there are jobs that are shitter than others.
I think they need robots to teleport it off, right? They just teleport it off. Yeah. I'd probably go some sort of Arthurian Knights of the Round Table, which is essentially like that kind of, what you're talking about, parliamentary, but still being involved in that kind of thing.
Nice. Would you have a series of knights as your kind of second two ICs?
Yeah, absolutely.
First amongst equals.
Would you have a round table or?
Right, yeah, go right. Got to go right. But my chair would have to be bigger.
I was going to say, that was the whole point. Like, Arthur sat at the round table, still told everyone what to do. Like, fuck off. Like, we're all equal here. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm in charge. I have Excalibur bitches.
Yeah, it's true. I subscribe more to the Lannister way of doing things.
Lannister always pays his debt.
Yeah.
You haven't got any sisters, have you?
No.
Doesn't matter.
There was only one generation of Lannisters that did that. They were twins.
Sure. All
right, any additions to our dicey questions? Right, good. Moving along.
Remember the days when our dicey questions were straightforward and simple?
Yeah. Please, can you figure out how
more
you do
Parliament questions in the future, please?
Help us.
Please. All right, so let's get back into the game. Where you guys left it last time, you have all but searched the very bottom area of the slaughterhouse, gone into the foundations. You have cleared out some of the undead scourge. You've rescued a prisoner by the name of Jorik. You have released him into the wilds. He's now been trampled by...
Capture and release.
He's been trampled by cows on the way out. But you have just made your way into the upper story of this place. The upper story is a little bit different. Instead of the stone and bare earth grounds that you found throughout the basement, the roof here isn't much taller. It's about 10 foot off the ground. But this whole upper story, except for the external walls, is made of wood. There's wooden floors, there's wooden walls. It's quite a lot more decorated. So people have taken the time to paint and decorate. There are rugs and runners down the hallway that you can see. It's old, it's worn, it's tattered, but you can see that somebody has, at least at some point in life, tried to make this a livable area for people to exist in.
The only thing I heard Justin say there was flammable.
Everything but the external walls is flammable.
Sorry, Miles last started off talking down the end of the corridor.
You sure did.
So Miles, not being military trained or anything, he's going to try and make the flappy bird gesture with his mouth that symbolizes talking, and then point at the direction it was, and then make the quiet noise.
Okay, make a quiet noise.
Make a quiet gesture. So flappy bird gesture, point in the direction, quiet gesture.
All right. Yeah, and you all bunker down seeing Miles do that. It is unescapable that you are the only light source in this area, though. So that is something that you need to know. Everything is dark, so you can't see beyond that 20 feet, but you can hear things coming up and down.
I can see quite a fair bit further than the light is providing for us.
Yeah, you sure
If you
can.
want me to sneak on down there and have a listen at the door, I
No,
can.
no. We don't need you to go down there.
Yeah, and this corridor even extends beyond your line of sight, Flopsy. So from where you are sitting, you can't see the very end. It's about that third door that you recognise as the door to Vern's office that you came in last time. But you really can't see much more than that. In front of you, you have a door that looks, so on the side of the office, you see a series of 3 doors that look very similar to each other, both about equally spaced apart, all 3, sorry, about equally spaced apart. And then you see a more rudimentary door to coming up the top of the stairs. So you can either go down the corridor, you can explore the doors, or you can continue through. You might even want to investigate the sound that was just heard.
The sound behind the doors, the rhubarb.
It's not behind the doors, it's up the corridor.
Oh, it's
Coming
okay.
from up the corridor.
Look, obviously we quietly say to these guys, I had wondered if Vern was a vampire, but there's, correct me if I'm wrong, no possible way a vampire would surround himself with all this meat and wood like this, because that's 2 forms of steaks, right?
And everybody knows that steaks go well with garlic.
Should we go and try and hear what they're saying?
Let's do this. Yep.
Information is a key here.
If anything goes wrong, stealth-wise, we go hard. Try and get him by surprise. Oh, come on.
There we go.
Go hard.
There we go.
The adrenaline pumps through my body and I become fully erect.
Hasn't any jump
I
on
don't
that one.
understand.
I think it's in the delivery, Lindsay. It's all about the timing and the delivery. I just have a picture now of us, in that opening scene of Ghostbusters where they're in the library and they're sneaking up to the ghost before they try to scare it. That's us right now.
Yep.
Oh, Reginald, yes, absolutely. You're taller than a gnome lying down right now.
Stealth check.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear on this, you're heading straight up the corridor.
I'm a little concerned the light's going to give us away, though, gentlemen.
That's why if anything goes wrong, we go fast. Otherwise, we can't see anything.
Why don't I go down with my dark vision and see if I go 30 feet ahead of you, then the light's not going to become
Because you'll die.
dead giveaway.
Yeah, Flopsy, I don't think I don't feel comfortable with you going out on your own like that.
Like 30 feet up.
We still can't see you.
Right, yes, that's true.
If something goes down, yeah,
They're
absolutely.
going to see us coming. That's what's going to happen, though. We're not going to get any intel out of these people and hear what they're saying if we
Well,
can't
let's just charge then.
remain unseen.
But let's just sneak down. See how we go. I'll sneak down.
Can we keep the bird further back and I can be the eyes then?
Could we get the bird to fly right the way down to the end and then blast the light out and give them a bit of confusion as to where we actually
If
are?
you guys want to hold on to the back of my shoulder and I can just walk us down, it's pretty straight and pretty flat.
Okay.
I can do the guide down and keep us going, and then Tippy goes bright when we need to go bright.
So I put Tippy in my pocket then.
Okay, cool. Let's
Good
do
idea.
that. All right.
Just a little bit further back, Reginald. I can feel that in the small of my back.
Wow, how tall's Reginald?
It's not how tall he is.
Yeah, he's gone into Pinocchio now.
All right. You start moving up the corridor in a stealthy manner. Please tell me what you got. What were your stealth checks? Let's see how loud Miles Clumpy Clubfoot
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Not bad.
Miles Clubfoot, that's sticking. I'm sorry. That is it for now.
Feels like
Reg.
feels like the original clubfoot behind me.
Yeah. Tippy Toe Reg, what'd you get?
Tippy Two Reg got an 18.
18. What about you? Raging. I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of
Raging
something.
infection, Flopsy.
Yeah.
Flat-footed Flopsy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Fucking loud Flopsy.
12.
Okay. And can somebody please roll for Saloni?
18.
Ooh, that's his not bad at all. So you move up.
Oh, the name's back.
You move up, so you're moving at half speed here because you want to stay silent. You go past those 2 doors that one of the first office and then that other door. You go past the second office. You go into the third office. Can you make some perception checks for me as you
No,
are
Reg is
moving?
29.
Oof.
Flopsy's at 24.
Wow.
8 for Miles.
Miles is not great at the
Well, he's
perception.
blind at the moment. It's
Are you
in the
behind
dark.
Saloni again?
Well, I'm in the dark. I can't see anything. I don't know who I'm behind.
Mm.
All right.
It's got no tail.
I'm judging by this, you're in total darkness.
Correct.
Okay.
Everyone's got a hand on my shoulder and they're trusting that the floor is flat.
We're in a chain. We have an all blanket.
All right. So you lead on. It makes you guys a little bit clumsy when you are walking in the dark. While you can still move, the chance of you actually bumping into something or hitting a wall, or like when you can see, you can look at the floorboards and notice where the joists would be, so you can walk on top of them and stop creaks. When you are walking with light, you can also notice any thing that comes out at you. So you think you're a little more, I guess, exposed when you walk in the dark. So Flopsy would be the only one, for example, if someone burst out, who would not, or who could possibly act in that surprise round, because you guys would hear the sound, but you wouldn't be able to see. Just so that you know what you're doing, and in case you want to change anything before I kill you.
So surprise round.
Miles didn't want to do it in the first place. Just put that out.
It's too late now. You're doing it. You move up to the end of the corridor. Are you going to check any of the doors on the way past?
I think we do a listen at each door, but we're not going to check for traps or touch them or do anything like that.
I assumed that perception check that you did was a generic one that listened at each one of those doors. You don't actually hear anything on the other side of those doors. However, when you get to the end of the corridor, and again, Flops, you see this very keenly, that this corridor goes into a cross pattern, and you've been there before. You move to your right hand side will get you to the two front doors. You can continue on to another series of offices with a door at the end, or you can go to the left, which brings you further into the complex. It's actually from the left at this point where you hear some sounds. So you actually, all of you can hear the sound of, it sounds like a table being dragged along the floor almost, and you can hear the heavy breathing. And all of a sudden, as you get to that end part, you hear and dogs start barking. Now, this could be something that you remember from early on. You heard dogs barking from inside here, and you can hear very much so dogs barking just around the corner. There are a couple of different barks that come from around the corner, but there's also another deeper bark that comes from further up the corridor as well.
Can we hear the voices?
There are no voices.
Were the dogs talking?
That's right, Ruby. Yeah. So you can hear the warning sound of dogs, and you can hear that barking, and it's coming closer to you. You think that whatever is going on here, you have alerted the guard dogs.
Nothing within 20 feet. If we expose light here, I don't think that's going to expose us to someone else right now.
No, you can't see anyone.
Pull the light. Dogs coming.
Okay, so you all hear that. There's no, I mean, it's not even a question of being quiet right now. That is loud, piercing through the air. So you've got probably an action that you might want to get off right now before you think that the dogs might be coming.
I pulled Tippy out of my pocket, putting light in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the corridor fills with light for the 10 foot around you, and then dim light in the 10 foot beyond that.
Reg gets his double chain karma ready to go.
All right. So, and you see Saloni do the same. So she pulls out her dagger and her rapier. Are you doing anything, Flopsy?
Flopsy's going to pull out the crossbow and bolt it.
All right. Can I have an initiative roll from everybody, please?
Never goes well for me on the initiative roll.
It's such a high bonus and such a low roll.
Flopsy, what are you getting on your initiative?
Flopsy's at 12.
Miles?
Miles is at 9.
Ooh. Reg?
Oh, Reg doesn't feel so bad with 14 now.
Can somebody please roll for Saloni?
Oh, shit.
91.
Did you sleep, Striker?
As the light pops up, you can see the front doors. So you're at the precipice. You're at the edge of the corridor here where you've got a four-way intersection. You can see the two front doors from where you are. Those two front doors are about 20 foot down the corridor to your right. You can see that even in the dim light, those of you with low light vision can see that the corridor extends further down. And just on the edge of your sight, you can see the first of the doors on the corridor on the same side as the offices. And you can see that your light goes around the corner to the left of you, down that corridor as well. You can't see the end of that corridor, nor can you see any doors on that corridor from your vantage point. What you can notice immediately, though, is that 3 dogs come running around from further into the complex. They come up to you. Now, I'm assuming, Reg, that you and Miles are at sort of
And Miles is at the back.
it would be Flopsy, wouldn't it? Because Flopsy was
Flopsy
leading
up
you.
front.
So it would be Flopsy and Reg. You're probably leading the charge here up
Yep.
the front. So you're going to be the two obvious targets, and then Saloni and Miles, you would be behind them. 3 dogs come running out and around the corner. The first of the dogs comes up to you.
So hang on. Sorry, do I get an attack of opportunity before it gets to me?
You do not, because you are caught flat-footed.
Oh, that's bullshit, am I? How am I caught flat-footed?
Oh, do you have
You've-
that thing?
you've got
do you
combat
get
reflexes.
Do you get attack of opportunities with combat reflexes?
The answer is yes.
Make attack of opportunity while flat-footed, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first one comes in and it is going to attack you, Flopsy, at this point in time. So it's going to
I have reach.
run in and attack you. The dog nips at you. It's not great, getting an 8 to try and bite you, but they are making a hell of a lot of noise. The second and third dog come around at this point in time. Reg, with your Karma on a chain, you've got 10-foot reach.
Correct.
You get an attack of opportunity on the second dog that comes into you. So as it moves past one of your threatened squares, you get an attack of opportunity. at it.
Okay. That would be a 23
23 hits beyond measure. You strike massively true.
for 3 points of damage.
Ooh.
I'm not going to try and trip this with 4 legs, no way. So the first one that came round is gone for Flopsy. I can't get that one. The second one that's come round, I've been able to get because it's gone past Flopsy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because there's hard corners here.
Yep.
You've got the hard corners provide cover, which stop you from getting attacks opportunity. So
Cool.
it's the dog that comes into you. How much damage did you do again? Sorry, Reg.
3.
Sorry, what was that? A Reggie 3?
A Reggie 3.
A Reggie 3. The dog sidles up to you. So there's a third dog that's sort of in the back end of the corridor as well. That's behind, I guess, where Flopsy is. So it's moved all the way up, and it can't attack you because it's stuck behind its compatriots, but also it hasn't moved out of that threatened zone.
Sure.
In order for
Gotcha.
you to get there.
Cool.
Does a 13 hit you, Reg?
It does not.
It does not. Now, remember, I believe that you guys would be considered flat-footed unless you have combat reflexes that stops your armor class from being considered flat-footed.
You've got combat
I have combat
don't you?
reflexes.
Well
Yeah, I
done.
don't know if combat reflexes does that, though.
No, it only does it for attacks of opportunity.
Ah.
So you'll still be flat-footed AC-wise.
Yes, correct.
So what's your flat-footed armor class?
My flat-footed is 13.
It's 13. Meets it, beats it.
That's right.
All right. So the dog runs through. You smack it for 3 points of damage. It's looking not nice at all.
Tell that bitch to be cool.
So, Reg, this dog, you attack this dog, you do your damage, the dog moves past the threatened zone that you've got, moves right up into your grill and attempts to bite you. You see it's this point when the light sheds on it, and you can see that these dogs, while small and mangy, they have rough coats on them that are fairly unkept. These are guard dogs like you would think guard dogs should look. It looks at it angry. Its brown eyes look up at you very angrily because it hasn't been able to sleep on the bed. And it bites into your calf for 3,
Oh,
doing a reciprocal 3 points of damage to
When
you.
did you pick up the baby cow?
Something else happens though. A light shines from further up the corridor
I'm all dead.
as a door opens.
All right.
Go towards the light, Reg. A light shines from up above the corridor as a door seems to open. As the door opens, a dog that is twice the size of these comes pouncing down the corridor with a big maw. It's got a slobbery mouth, a large jaw. You see a man step out from behind that door as well. He levels a crossbow, but that's all he can do this round. And the dog is kind of stuck in a bit of limbo at this point in time as well. Reg, it's your go.
Okay, so Reg is then going to... so the other dogs were up in my grill now, right?
Yeah, so you have one on you and there's one on Flopsy. So you two it's a 10-foot wide corridor, and I'm assuming you two are standing shoulder to shoulder, filling up the entire corridor, and the dogs are in the cross section.
So we'll get soft cover for that then, won't we? So I'm just going to flurry on the dog right in front of me.
You'll go for it.
What was happening at the end of the corridor? Would I be able to see that with low light
Yeah,
vision? So,
a light opened. So basically a door opened shedding the light from that
Gotcha.
room,
Okay,
a
so
dog
that-
ran
yeah.
out and a man
Lit it
stepped
all up.
out with
Okay,
a
cool.
crossbow leveled at you guys.
Reg seeing the crossbow is very much reminded of our little encounter with the skeletons and getting shot at distance. So he needs to clear out what's next to him first of all. So he's going to flurry on the dog for a 13 for the first one.
13's got a hit.
Oh, okay, here we go. For a massive 3 points of damage.
Yowza. Yep.
And on the second swing, comes in with a 24.
Oh, that's definitely
Straight
a
across
hit.
the side of the dog's face for a max damage of 5.
Perfect. The dog, you gut it.
Oh,
You see parts of its guts hit the floor. It slips a little bit, but you have dispatched the first of the small dogs. His name was Spot. He had a family. He was just at work.
don't care.
Doing
It was
his
just a
job.
guard dog.
Yeah.
It was his last shift before
Our dog was his
retirement.
daytime. At night time, he was a philanthropist, lover, family man.
Actually, we are nighttime. So guard dog was his nighttime.
True.
He was a big supporter of the rat rehabilitation group, right? Yeah.
And the Joker Society.
That gets us to Flopsy. Flopsy, it's your go. You just watched Reg right next to you dispatch a dog with ease.
Yep. Flopsy's going to delay, say to Miles, give me a little bit of room behind me so I can back on up. And when the other dog comes into range and clumps with the two dogs that are in front of us, he's going to take his action.
Okay. There is a dog on the second row behind you. You remember the
We've
three
got
dogs?
two, but there's a big one
no,
coming,
there's three
right?
dogs that came out initially, and now there's a fourth large dog and a dog at hand.
Well, Brett's saying one's dead. We've got 2 normal dogs,
Yeah.
and there's a big fucking
gotcha.
dog.
Waiting for the big fella. And he wants to have a look at the guy and see if he can identify the guy that's come out the room.
Yep, you can see him. It is Vern.
That is Fern Verdman up the back there.
Oh, we're messing up his floor.
Bolster your will if he tries to take control of your mind, gentlemen. Ladies.
So you're waiting for Miles to move so you can withdraw out of the area. Miles, it's your go.
Okay, how far away is Vern?
Vern would be, let me look at it,
It's going to be a battle of wills.
45 feet away.
Okay. Miles is going to go, hold in the name of the watch. And there'll be a twinge of magic in that as he casts hold person.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Is that a save?
Will save, please.
Yeah, boy. Nice.
Oh, this is not a great thing. I think you got him. How long does that last for?
A round per level, so
3 rounds.
3 rounds, yes.
Okay, so you see the guy with the crossbow just kind of pause in area.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take a 5-foot step back.
All right, clearing out an area for Flopsy to move.
Then Flopsy's waiting for the other dog to come in and then he'll take his turn.
Okay, gotcha. Saloni can't really do anything at this point either. She is looking in front of you, Reg. Now, I got a couple of options for Saloni to do right here. She can move past you, Reg, into next to the other dog. So she's thinking about doing that and being able to provide some flanking opportunities for you because right now you guys are clumped and you really are stuck in a corridor. So there's not really anywhere.
Just
for
hold
you
on
to
there,
go.
Saloni. Just wait till the dogs come up.
She's also, there's not much. She can throw a dagger maybe at one of the dogs.
Wait for Flopsy to back off. Just wait.
She's not telling you all of this.
But I'm telling you this as a
I'm
GM.
telling you this as
She would have heard me say to Miles, give me some room to back up, right?
Yeah. I'm just out talking through some of her options because I don't get time to actually plan for her as movements and stuff. Saloni's seeing that there's not really much option for her to do anything else. She thinks if she moves in front, she might get in the way. She is also going to just wait until Flopsy does what Flopsy needs to do. That gets us to the top of the second round. At the top of the second round, the dog that's in front of you, Flopsy, is still in base to base with you, and it is going to attempt to bite you. Its jaw comes snapping at you for a 17 to hit.
It hits.
Doing, and this is a pretty nasty piece of damage, 2 points of damage to you.
Yep. Flopsy falls down.
Really?
No.
You could see the light in his eyes when you said that. He's like, yes.
Well, that wasn't light. That was all surprise. The second dog that is there just 5 foot steps in front of you, Reg.
Okay.
And-
I'm not flat-footed anymore.
no,
am I?
you're not flat-footed, and I don't believe that a 13 is going to hit you.
Will not this time.
This time, you can see the guy at the back kind of do nothing. He can't talk. He can't move. Right? He's just
Yeah.
held
Just
in
held in
place.
He
person.
doesn't get a save every round.
Don't think so. Double check, but pretty sure it said hold.
Oh,
I actually think it is a save each round.
It's a full round action, so he can't move this round if he does save.
Each round on its turn, the subject may attempt a new saving throw to the end of the effect. This full round action does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Would it get one this turn though? Because it sits first.
Yes, because it's
Okay.
on his turn. So because he's automatically taken out for this round, it's whether he
Okay.
gets to move next round.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So that's that there. So the guy who the third of the dogs comes loping in. Can't
the big one.
Yeah, it can't really get into base to base with either of you. It has to stay 5 foot behind because the two dogs that are new in the corridor. That while the corridor negates some of your compatriots from being able to attack, it also stops and just holds 2 people, so you can actually bottleneck everybody in.
What does it
here.
look like?
It is a large. If you want to give me a knowledge nature roll, I can tell you exactly what it looks like.
I will not, but I think my
I'll do that if you want me to do it now.
Yeah.
11.
11.
That's 22 in total.
I don't know a lot. I need
I
to get
rolled
some
an
knowledge
91.
skills, I think, on next level.
Just to give you a bit of a description, do you know the dogs that you see in the snow with the big barrels?
Mm.
Same.
It's kind of like one of those,
Oh, that's cute.
crossed with a junkyard dog.
Okay, right.
So
gotcha.
it's
The
a
wrestler
bit-
from the 80s.
It's a bit angry. Yeah, it's busy chewing up all the
Cujo.
all the ropes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a bull mastiff.
Oh, Mastiff. I misread that, sorry.
At that point when it comes in, can I take my turn?
Yeah,
or is it done?
I'll allow you to have your turn when it's your turn, Brett. Jesus. Yeah. So the guy at the end with the crossbow also gets a save this round. So that's another will save versus the hold person. It exerts all of its will and rolls exactly the same as it did on the first round.
Good if I had misfortune on him as well.
Doing nothing. Flopsy, the dog has moved into range for you. So it is currently, there's a dog right in front of you. There's a dog right in front next to you in front of Reg. And then this large dog, or the bigger sized dog, is still a medium sized creature.
So Flopsy's going to 5 foot back, drop his crossbow, pull a bomb and throw it at the big bull mastiff at the back.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 20 to hit.
Oh, nice. So that rings true. Your bomb hits the bull mastiff square, avoiding all others in between.
The bull mastiff takes 10 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
The dogs in front of it can make a reflex save.
Does it get a reflex at all?
It does
or-
not.
Okay.
Do I have to make a reflex save?
No.
Okay, cool.
What kind of bomb was that?
That was just a normal Flopsy bomb.
Okay, natural 20 for one of the dogs. Oh, and a reflex for the second dog. Oh, that's actually great. 17.
So they take half the splash damage, which is 3 points each.
Okay, was that a specific type of bomb? Describe that bomb for me.
So the bomb coats the first dog in kind of a sticky liquid and then explodes on that first dog, and the dogs all around it get singed by that fire flaming out as it goes out. And the first dog is still covered in flaming liquid and napalmy kind of substance.
All right. Well, that first dog, is it on fire or is it? Will it last? Is what I'm trying to say.
It will not.
It will not. What is it? It dissipates over the course of this round.
That's correct.
Okay, that's those guys. So now Flopsy is moving there. Reg, it's your go.
Okay, Reg, seeing that the dog in front of him's got a little bit of a cinch, and obviously I'm assuming it kind of, with its reflex saved, moved slightly, and like not like off its base, but like kind of jolted, and seeing exposed neck is going to go in, going to flurry, he's going to take his camera and is going to do a slice starting from where they cross the cut, both arms moving outwards. The first one is for a 16. Yuck. And the second one is for a 22.
Both of them are going to hit home.
Okay. First one, 4 points of damage.
You don't need to
Second
do
one,
a
3
second
points
one.
of damage.
Because
Do the second one on the second dog?
The two dogs that are in front of you are now dispatched with both of those hits.
Sweet.
So you have a third dog that is behind, that is
This is the big one,
currently
yeah?
that is currently on fire, and a held guard right at the end, or a held averned. Miles, it is your go.
Okay, how high is the roof
10 foot.
Bugger.
However, the wall, you want to like,
Yeah, I was wanting to try and get past, try and get misfortune range of Vern, but I don't think there's a way I can do that in combat.
do that? Like
Can I?
up and range?
Yeah, can I run across the wall without?
There is no wall to sort of run. Like you're at the edge of
Oh,
yeah,
you're at
in
a
the
crossroads.
yeah.
Okay.
Flopsy's going to yell out, Saloni, now take it out.
I'll misfortune the big dog because he's
Okay.
on there. I'll be like, "You've been a very bad dog."
Naughty. Will save of 13.
Fails. No schmackles for you. I'll wag my finger at it.
Oh, that's excellent.
All right. And
I've only got a couple more rounds max on that guy at the back. We need to get there. Got a couple of seconds max. Like 30. Not even that.
Saloni was holding.
12.
Saloni, hearing Miles say that, says, Merde! I said, get in there. She steps into the 5 foot step that was vacated by Flopsy and then steps a further 5 foot to get into base to base with the dog. She's now in the other corridor, though, so she's not in this bottleneck. Can you please roll for a rapier strike against the large dog, please?
No. 3.
3. And she
I'm
slips.
not going to roll for her ever again. This is terrible. Every time I do it, it's shit.
Saloni, as she stands in, slips in a little bit of the blood that's on the floor because the karma has opened up a throat. She loses her footing a little bit, and the rapier does not strike true against you guys. That is the end of that round. In round number 3, the enemy gets their turn. There is this one blonde mastiff that is right in front of you, or in front of Saloni, takes a 5 foot step up to Reg. So there's 2 of you in attack range for it because it doesn't like either of you. It's going to use its intelligence right now to assess which of you is the easier target, and its intelligence automatically sees Reg as the easier target, being that you're a tiny
Even
man.
though I've just killed 3 of the dogs.
It doesn't
Right.
see that. It's got an intelligence of 2.
All the dog blood on me doesn't let it off. Okay.
No. It attempts to bite you, Reg, and you can see there's blood and parts of its fur have singed away after that large and loud bomb. And the guy at the end of the corridor makes a will save of 18.
Makes it.
Okay, so he is free to rock and roll next round.
I obviously can tell that the spell's broken.
You can see him start to move. By the end of this round, you can see him start to move. So visibly, you can see that he
Burns out of my control.
He has started. The other thing that you can see, you can hear this, Reg. Actually, Saloni's the only one that can see it, but you can hear a thumping on a door, like a banging, like somebody is thudding on a door as if to knock on a door to
like
alarm,
a person, like
to alarm people.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
you know,
cool.
you hear almost the back of a dagger or something
Okay.
like that, or a pommel of a sword, or
Not like a large
something,
creature trying to
just
get through.
cracking on a door as if to alarm people that something's going on here, especially after that large boom that just happened. Flopsy, it's your go.
Flopsy's going to let Reggie go, and then he's going to go later. Wants to try and see if the dog will get out of the way before he wants to go.
So the dog's in base to base with me, yeah?
Yep. Reg.
Okay. Reg's going to go for flurry. He's actually going to try and hack out the dog's front legs. One apiece. Let's go. Swing, swing away. So the first one is a natural 19.
Nice. That's definitely going to hit.
Okay. And the second one, unfortunately, is just a 9. So for the one that hit is 3 points of damage.
Miles, it's your go.
Can he get past everyone? Can he get out?
Are you trying to get to the other guy?
I'm wanting to get within 30 feet of the other guy, yes.
Yeah, so essentially you would have to move past this dog.
Yep.
So you're going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the dog if you want to move past.
That's fine.
But
I've only
you
got 20 foot.
You can definitely move. So you move.
And I'll use my boots if I can use that to get up and avoid the attack of AOO if I need
20,
to.
you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
24 movement. Now, what I'm looking at here, Miles, is that you took a 5 foot step back. So this guy was 35 feet away from you to start. Now you've taken that 5 foot step back. So he's now 40 foot away from you. So moving that 20 foot will definitely get you into range, but it will provoke that
That's
attack.
all right. Let's he's misfortuned.
Okay, so you move past the dog. The dog's going to take an attack of opportunity against you, and that is going to be a 20, a dirty 20 to hit you.
That's with the misfortune.
The dog is misfortuned, isn't it? Oh, does a dirty 17 hit you?
Yeah, it still hits.
Okay.
It's better than a crit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it was dirty 20 anyway.
Oh, was it?
You take maximum damage from this dog, and this is not a great thing. This giant, powerful maw just clamps right around your thigh, rips a big chunk out of it, doing 9 points of damage, and then attempts to put you on your ass.
It's going to trip him.
Yeah, it's going to attempt to.
That's my trick.
Ooh.
Does that provoke? Has he got improved trip?
No.
Okay.
Because he has to bite. So it's once he does damage, he automatically gets the idea to trip. And I don't think that you are going. This is ridiculously high. Oh no, sorry, that's its defense versus trip. It's not as high as I thought, but I think a 19 is still going to trip
Yeah,
you.
knock me over. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You know,
it
it'll
grabs
trip
you
me
by the
over.
thigh and it flips you onto the floor. So you are now in the 5 foot square next to it, lying down.
Am I still within misfortune range?
Okay. Does a 16 beat your CMD?
Yes.
I forgot to roll twice for the
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, that puts you, Miles, you only moved up. It still puts you, he is still 5 foot out of your range. So you're sort of back in that square where you originally started, the 5 foot away, because he hasn't moved at all. So you got up when you were leaving that square. That's when the dog hit you. So you're back in the square essentially that you started in.
Well, then I will just cackle, keeping the misfortune on the big dog then.
Okay. So you cackle while you're on the floor.
Flopsy's going to take his turn.
Okay. Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Flopsy's going to charge the guy at the end of the corridor and then grapple him.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, gee. Everyone's been trying to get down to this guy at the end.
He's going to bet that the dog doesn't have combat reflexes and that he has no
That's
attacks of
a
opportunity left.
Big bet.
That is a big bet. All right. So Flopsy takes off straight down past the dog. The dog barks at you but does not get another attack. You move through Saloni's square and your movement, you've easily got 60 foot.
Yep.
Okay. So you would need...
It's a double move on a charge with an attack at the end of it.
You can't charge because there's people between you and it. So
It's got to be a straight line, eh?
Yeah, it's a straight line, but
Uninterrupted.
because there is, you've got a prone Miles, a Saloni, you can retract it. You can change what you're going to do. You won't be able to charge it.
Yeah.
You could always flank the dog with me.
Don't worry about the dog. That guy's flat-footed for this round and this round only,
Oh,
and that's the
yeah,
only time I will
yeah.
get a chance to
No, he's not
bundle him
flat-footed
up.
anymore.
Full round to get out. He's still flat-footed. He's
Yeah.
not.
So that was his full round. So
So-
right now he snapped out of it. So he's got all of his.
I think it's
Yes.
this round that he's taking to get out of it. At the beginning of next round he goes, and he's 60 foot from me.
He's not 60 foot from you, but you would need 60 foot movement to get in there. It's more than one move away.
Can I get behind him?
You want to move right up, so double move.
Double move
past
behind him.
Yes, you definitely can move up behind
I'll
him.
double move behind him, pulling a dagger on the way.
Okay, boom, boom. So Flopsy runs up the corridor past everybody, moves into a space behind Vern, who is snapping out. You can see he's shaking his head. He's moving his eyes.
I'll help you. As he's running.
Could you not? You've messed up the floor.
Starts rearranging.
Why have you
paperwork.
messed the floor up? Okay, Flopsy, that gets to Saloni. Saloni runs up the corridor. She gets into a flanking position with Vern Wedman, and she strikes at him with her rapier, piercing him through the forearm where his crossbow is. The odd thing is, Flopsy, that even as he's moving out of the way and his body's starting to limber, you see that he kind of weirdly negates the ability to be flanked. Which is a weird. It's hard to describe that. But
It's weird. It's weird how all these characters Justin brings are unable to be flanked. So that entire level of brawler is fucking wasted
I'm sorry.
for me.
Aren't you a rogue as well?
Not yet. No.
You can't be flanked either if you're a rogue.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
You can't be flanked as a rogue.
certain rogue. Yeah,
Is that because he's skillfully getting out of the way?
Because he's got-
because there's a
he's got abilities as roguishness. You have to be 2 levels above him as a rogue to be able to flank him. All right. That gets into their go. The dog is still standing. is not looking great. Again, Reg, you're the only viable
Bring
target
it.
for this dog that is in
Let's go,
front of
Pooch.
you. That's not great at all. I don't think a 14 is going to hit you either, is it,
No,
Reg?
didn't even need the hex for that, hey?
Okay, no, that was the hex.
Oh,
one.
right. Okay, right.
I rolled twice. Okay, so the dog does that. The Verned snaps entirely out of his hold person.
At least it got us a couple of rounds.
It's great.
Good,
It was
no, that was
perfect.
really
It was a
good.
perfect
Nicely done
tactical
with the
job.
whole
I was saving it for
hold
him.
and name of the law.
Yeah.
Or name of the watch, should I say? That was great.
Verned, who snaps out of his hold person, looks at the two creatures that are on either side of him, one Saloni, one Flopsy. He says very loudly, "Vile, you must not let them get through. Do not let them." And he says it in a loud voice, almost to the ether, as if he's talking to somebody else in the area. Then he drops his crossbow onto the floor, pulls out a short sword, and is actually going to attempt to get you, Flopsy, because he saw you throw a bomb, and he's more scared of your bomb than he is of a rapier-wielding elf. That is a 22 to hit you with a short sword, Brett.
That hits me.
Ooh. He flicks the short sword around to an underarm grip and just sort of steps back and flicks it straight behind him, Flopsy, catching you in your flank and doing 6 points of damage to you, slicing out with the short sword and then coming up into a defensive stance so that he can deflect any of Saloni or your attacks. That will be him done. Reg, it is your go.
So I've still got this dog in front of me, right?
You still have the dog in front.
So Reg is going to then take both hands up in the air and rake down with both as he flurries. For the first one, that won't hit with a 2, and the second one was with a 14.
14 hits.
Okay, for 2 points of damage.
Ooh. Not the Reggie 3?
No. Why is the modifier to try and trip an animal with 4 legs?
Just gets a +4, I think.
For each additional leg, or just
Pair.
The Mastiff is certainly covered in blood. It's covered in wounds. You can see it is visibly bleeding on the floor, and it's not looking great at all. As a matter of fact, it's a little wobbly on its legs, but it's still on its feet. Miles, it is your go.
Miles from the ground
Yes.
is going to go, "Time to sleep now, puppy," and use his slumber hex. So
Yep.
I'd like a will save,
Okay.
please, with misfortune.
Oh, it's all stacked up beautifully for this one.
I will say for 15.
Meets a bit.
Okay. You doing anything else, Miles?
I'll cackle
Okay.
on the floor.
So you cackle, continuing its hex. Flopsy, what are you going to do? You are now flanking this guy with Saloni, but you get the idea that maybe his flanking bonus won't happen.
So Flopsy's going to look around, see where he came from. Can you see anything in that direction?
Just a door. He's come out of one of the offices.
And he can't see anything through the door?
It's a room.
Okay. Flopsy's going to aid another on...
There is another door behind you.
Flopsy's going to aid another on Saloni to hit him.
Okay.
He will reduce Vern's armor class by waving his hands around.
You still have to roll for that.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you assist Saloni on her attack. That is Saloni's attack. Do you want to roll for Saloni as well, please, Brett?
A natural 5.
A natural 5. No, that's not going to hit. Can you roll again for her as she tries the dagger?
11.
Can I just say, historically speaking, this character is shit with the rapier and really good with the dagger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's good with the follow-up.
We need to jam that dagger up so something crazy.
And this time is no exception to that rule. As her rapier basically takes the short sword out of the way, she plunges the dagger into Vern Wedman's exterior, and she will do... Can you roll a d4 for me? I don't know why I just rolled a die.
Maybe we need to switch her to a dueling sword because then she can block with the dueling sword and stab with the dagger.
She got 2 on that D4.
Classic
And you
3
see-
points.
You see the dagger come in. It is not 3 points. It is actually far more than 3 points.
Bullshit.
And so that flanking damage Flopsy's giving her.
That's right. We are now into the next round. That is the enemy's go. There is one dog that is in front of you, Reggie. It doesn't like you. It's going to actually 5 foot step up so it can be... Oh, no, it's right next to you anyway. So It's going to try to bite you, Reginald. That is
Say Reginald or Miles.
Reggie. It still actually thinks that Reggie's the easier target. Also, Reggie's the one that's been carving away at it. I don't think a 15 is going to hit you, is
It's
it, Reg?
not, no.
So it misses you.
All good. I would have really liked to have seen it try to trip me there. That would have been fun. I'm not asking you to. I just
Yeah. I think that might be a very even competition.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad comp. Up the end of the corridor, Vern is surrounded by two people, Flopsy and Saloni. This time, instead of taking the easy challenge, knowing that Saloni just bit deep with the dagger, he's going to attempt to hit her. That is going to be... Oh, meets it, beats it! Touches her armor class as the short sword in his hand moves down her rapier and cuts her on the forearm, trying to weaken her grip on the rapier itself.
Nice.
And she takes a little bit more damage. Reg.
Did you say it 5-footed?
No, it stayed where it was.
Okay, so I another flurry. Just going to try and finish it off, hacking away at its side. So the first one is for a 14.
14 hits.
For 3 points of damage.
Yes, you slice into it. It's still up.
Okay, so the second hit in the flurry is, come on, for 8.
For an 8?
Yeah.
It's
Damn it.
on its legs. It's wobbling, and one of the wobbles actually means that it moves out of the way of your second attack on your flurry, so you don't actually get to it. Miles, you're on the floor, cackling, laughing, hexing.
For fuck's sake. He's going to cackle, extending it, and then he's going to just try and punch it from the floor.
Okay.
That's a -2 from the floor or something?
Yeah, it would be.
Nah. I rolled a natty 6, so...
Yeah, no, it's not going to continue, but you do cackle. You hear Miles again maniacally laughing, continuing
Hurry up and kill it so I can go help the others.
the assault.
Yes, hurry up and kill it so you can come and help us.
Flopsy, that brings us to you. You're going to do any hoopy doopies?
Flopsy's going to hold until after Saloni has a turn, and then he's going to have a turn.
Okie dokie. And Saloni is going to attack this guy twice. Can I get you to roll, Luke, and you to roll, Lindsay? Luke, you are getting the dagger. Lindsay, you get the rapier. Was that a fumble or
It was
a
a
crit?
fumble. Natty 19 on the confirm.
Okay,
here we go. This
so
is
the
gonna be
19 hits. Let's see if the dagger...
So the dagger rolled a natural 20,
Oh!
and then rolling a 9 to confirm.
Okay, that doesn't confirm, but it does hit home. Do your damage.
D4?
D4, please.
1 point of damage.
1 point.
It's still considerable, I think, is what Dustin
Yes, that's right.
described.
Considerable.
That is a considerable amount of damage considering the dagger strikes straight under his jaw and plummets straight into his brainstem,
Oh,
killing him instantly.
Oh.
He goes limp and falls to the floor.
gee, Paladin. That's very Paladin-like.
Oh, he was evil.
Oh, that's right.
Possibly a vampire.
Wow, that was quick, though.
Rogue vampire, I think. Yeah.
Flopsy, your go.
Flopsy's going to move into the room
Into the room that
that
he
he
was
come
in.
out of.
Okay. Thanks for complicating things more for me.
Let's consolidate, shall we?
He was calling for some guys.
Yeah, but we're still dealing with one.
You've got a doggy. I don't want any more things coming. If he can catch a group of people, that's what he wants to do.
As you walk into the room, Flopsy, the first thing that you notice is that this was once an office, but it appears that it's been unused and forgotten for a little while. There's a bit of dust around. There's cobwebs that cover the top end of the ceiling. There's a leather couch in here that looks like it's been ripped up by a dog. You know, so essentially it looks like an office that they've converted into a dog kennel.
Yep.
For that particular
For the big dog.
for that particular hound, and it's made it's a nest, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So that's what you see from the doorway.
Quick look, entrances, exits, nothing else in there.
No, it's a office
Sealed
very
offering.
similar to the same size as Vern's office down the corridor.
Right.
So you think all of these rooms are about the same in size as Vern's office.
Yep.
But there is a door at the end of the corridor that obviously would have a bigger room.
So Flopsy, seeing that, is going to move back out, saying to Saloni, nothing in there worth looking at. Let's come back and check this guy. Check the doors. Flopsy will have tried to move to one of the doors in the corridor.
Okay. She looks at you very quizzically as you say that to her, bringing back to the enemy, the dog that is on the top of you guys. Both of you are trying to hit it. It's still misfortune, so I need a second dice. All right, Reg, this is a terrible, terrible, terrible round for the dog because there is no way any of that is going to
What was it? Come
hit. I didn't even break 5. That was 1 point off, perhaps it being a fumble. Reg, it's your go.
Okay, so having had enough of this upstart poodle, he's going to come down to sink the Kame both into the dog's back. First one for a 12 and second one for a 24.
The first one's going to miss, but the second one hits.
For 3 points of damage.
Reggie 3.
The Reggie 3.
I need to get a t-shirt, right?
Even Reg, you're looking.
Fucking
There is
come on.
a crap ton of damage going on to this dog, and you can see that while it's not looking good, it looks like it is staying on its feet by sheer force of will alone. It's whimpering that its master has fallen to the floor and that the dog's around him, but it's the sheer force of will. It's staggered. There's blood surrounding it. It's almost like when dogs shake and get water comes off. It's just blood. There's blood everywhere.
It feels more like to me right now that I'm less that I'm in combat and more that I'm in a butchery and I'm just slowly carving up.
We are in a butchery.
Oh, we are true. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, worse
I'm
than
getting
that,
in the mood. Yeah.
you're in a slaughterhouse. All right, Miles, it's your go from the floor.
Again, going to punch at this dog's throat
Sure.
from the ground. Ooh. Sorry. It's been so long since I've hit something. I've lost my...
I know the feeling.
A 17 to hit.
17 strikes true. Good job.
Here we go.
Let's see if he can do the Reggie 3.
That is 5 points of damage.
There we
He
go.
punches it into the throat from the ground.
Points of damage. Again, it stays on
Fuck
its
me.
feet. It stays on its feet.
I had no hope, did I? If you didn't just done
I
5.
thought the man was the master. This dog is the master.
Hang on, are we flanking then, technically?
No, because he's next to you.
And he's on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
you can't
I'm
flank
just,
when you're prone.
I'm just going to give you a bit of a peek behind the curtain here, just so you understand exactly what's going on here. This dog has a special ability called Loyal Beyond Death. If it's fighting in direct defense of its master or its family, the dog can continue fighting even though it is below 0 up until a point when it will fall down. So essentially it's got that orc ferocity when it comes to
That makes
guarding
more sense
and
now. I was
doing
gonna be
what
like,
it
how-
needs to do.
How crazy
So-
is this dog?
It's certainly not moving with the vigor and verve that it once did, but it is still on its feet and it is still in fighting condition. Saloni, seeing you two taking care of that dog, is going to back Flopsy up and move to the basically she's going to back you up, Flopsy, as you're continuing to open doors and try and hit the hornet's nest, I believe is the term. Flopsy, you'll go.
Flopsy's going to listen at the door.
Yep.
Don't do it.
13.
You don't hear anything.
Flopsy's going to pull out a vial from his pouch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a standard and a move. Is that perception a standard?
No, you can do another.
Oh, well, he'll drink that vial.
Okay. So Flopsy pulls, pops, and drinks.
Yep.
And that gets us to the next round. The dog, looking terribly, shaky on its feet, not playing nice. Ooh, Reg, this could actually be something bad for you. That is a 14 to hit you.
Does not hit.
Okay, it does not hit. The dog, see, it smiles for a minute and then it says, remember when I was a young puppy. Reg, it's your go.
All right, so Reg's getting frustrated with this now. He's not even going to bother with the camera, to be perfectly honest. He is literally just going to throw in, and he's right close to the dog, right?
Yeah.
A knee underneath the chest and an elbow coming down on the top as well. So the knee going in. I rolled a natural 20 and then I've rolled 10. So that doesn't, for the knee.
Is it a dirty 10?
It's a dirty 10, yeah.
Yeah. So you hit, but you, again, don't crit.
Yep, so that's
That's a hit, no crit.
2 points of damage for that one. And the second one is a 16 followed by a 14. Sorry, 16. I don't know why I rolled in the second die. 16 to hit. Is that hit?
It certainly does.
All right, for 5 points of damage.
And as it's
the big
falling
one.
to the floor from the first hit that you do, you cop it again and just put it out of its
smash
misery.
down. Boom!
Yeah, as the dog falls to the ground in a heap of blood with its 3 other compatriots around it and takes its last breath, the hero dog of the Wedman slaughterhouse.
Crikey.
You guys all hear coming out of the darkness around the corner from some room further into it. You should not have come here. You have killed my dogs. Now you should die.
What?
But that's going to happen. That is going to happen next time.
Oh, so that must be from that room that you were just listening to, right?
No, there's a corridor down into darkness.
more
and we
corridor.
didn't- Yeah.
Further deeper into the
Can I
complex.
say what I wanted to do if I got the chance is I wanted to hold person, run up to Vern, slap on the manacles, then do his buttons
Yeah.
all up wrong.
Oh, that would have been. Yep. It would have no mind power because it would be insane.
I thought Vern was going to be way harder than that. I was
now I'm
planning
starting
on
to
running
wonder-
down,
I don't
dust
think that was
him, and then beat the shit out of him.
Heard the